Heartbreak, eh? Anyway, if we can go over these leaving, we can go over anyone leaving at Rangers. Let's get into the video. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video on the channel, and in this one today I thought it was only fitting to wear this top as what could be a goodbye to Alfredo Morelos. So of course I've decided to do this video off of the news that's come out this morning that Lille and Morelos themselves have agreed personal terms. So it's now just down to the clubs to agree a transfer fee for the player that everyone thinks is a good price. I've got the tissues here at the ready for talking on through this, because in recent times, it certainly would be the most heartbreaking for me to see a player leave. Of course, we've had bigger and better players leave in the past, but in recent times, this would be a hard one to take, for me at least anyway. So some of the talking points I'm going to go over in this video is how much we've got him for and what I would expect him to be sold for. You've got the going to Lille, is that a step up? What do you think about that? His potential replacements and the timing of the actual transfer itself. And then I'm going to go over to my Twitter page as well, where I've got people to weigh in, give me their ideas, and also I've put a poll out there as well to see just what the average fan thinks about the timing of the transfer. So I will start this off by saying Alfie coming into Rangers is arguably, certainly the best thing Pedro Caixinha ever done for Rangers and for everyone in and around Ibrox, but arguably the best piece of business that Rangers have ever done. Bringing him in for the rumoured, what was it, 750k to 1 million mark, somewhere in between then. And you're thinking, we'll get into a bit more detail with that, but it's going to be at least 15 million. You think the official amount hasn't come out yet of what the agreed fee will be, if of course that does go ahead. But I personally would be expecting this to be between 20 and 23 million for this sale to Lille. Now there's a number of reasons why I think that is a fair price in today's market. Number one, Alfredo Morelos is a great player. And number two right now is Lille are just about to sell a striker for a rumoured 80 million. Osimhen, who is on his way out to Napoli. And when you look at his stats for Lille, 27 appearances, 13 goals, and before that, he literally played for no big teams. He played for Charleroi. Your guess is as good as mine who that team even is. And then you've got Wolfsburg before that, where he only made 12 appearances in 2 years. So he's not necessarily a big, massive name in football. Nigerian, he is young, he is only 21 years of age. But Lille are not short of money, and Ross Wilson should be trying to squeeze every penny he can out of that, because you know they've got plenty of money to spend. So talking a bit more about Morelos and his price and what he is worth, these stats speak for themselves. Like, I think he actually has been underrated as actually how good of a striker he has been for us. And 130 appearances, 86 goal contributions between goals and assists, which is absolutely fantastic, especially for a young player, and he is only growing and getting better as time goes on. This Europa League season is another thing that's really given them a platform and allowed more higher European opposition to have a look at him. 8 goals and 3 assists in 8 games of qualifying for the Europa League, and then 6 goals and 1 assist in 8 games after, obviously through the group stage and into the knockout stage. And these are no mugs of teams that he's playing against. He's scoring against Feyenoord, Legia Warsaw, Porto. So evidently he can and will score against big teams and step up when he's needed to. The thing is with Alfie as well, goals and assists aren't his only thing that he's got to his game. He also has incredible link-up play. Like, he's took a bit of abuse recently off of Rangers fans as well, for they think he's lazy, he's not scoring goals, and personally I just don't see it. I think he's still been working well off the ball, he's been linking everything up well. I put a tweet out, like a lot of people seem to agree with this as well, just talking about how he's been dropping deep recently and linking the play up, pinging it out to the left back, right back, of course helping Aribo with that assist against Coventry as well. Of course you want your main striker to be banging in goals, but the thing is, you don't see Liverpool fans having a go at Bobby Firmino because he doesn't score enough goals. As long as he was doing that part to his game, it was helping the team score, which is the main thing. The main thing is the team are scoring, we're getting 3 points week in, week out. Yeah, of course, you want him to be getting them goals to be the complete striker again, but you cannot underestimate how good his link-up play has been. I think one thing is for sure though, Ross Wilson will need to agree a sell-on clause in that contract, because yeah, if he goes for that rumoured 20 million, you've also got the likes of Ollie McBurnley, who's scoring 22 goals in 58 games for Swansea in the Championship, and he's going for 20 million into the Premier League. And is Ollie McBurnley on Morelos' level? I mean, I think most Rangers fans everyone would agree that Morelos is miles ahead of McBurnley in terms of quality and potential and growth that he can be as a player. But yeah, I really do think that we get this sell-on clause nailed in, get that sorted in the contract, because Alfredo Morelos, I think, will go between 20 and 23. But personally, in today's inflated market, I think he could be a £30 million player. Now, hear me out, right? You've got Joelinton, who's signed for Newcastle for 40 million. You see the highlights of that guy. I'm sure most of you watch Match of the Day, whatever. You see what they've paid 40 million for. You've got Solanke down there, who's like proven nothing, going for 20 millions. If Alfredo Morelos was a player in the Championship or the Premier League, he would be going at least for 30 million. Speaking on the team he's actually supposed to be going to, Lille, and they've just finished 4th in the league in there, and that gets him into a Europa League spot, so he's not going up to Champions League level. And your average player, obviously I don't know this too much personally, just from looking online, that Osimhen boy was on roughly 19-20 grand a week. Morelos is going to be on that at Rangers, so unless he's got some sort of special deal that, of course, he'll be getting a higher wage, he's going to play Europa League football again. Yeah, of course, the weather, France, everything, that part's great about it. But the amount of abuse he gets off the media in this country, the amount of abuse that he gets off opposition fans, I don't actually think I've ever seen an Old Firm player, well, especially a Rangers player, because I can safely say I've never seen a Rangers player take as much abuse off of the media and rival fans as Morelos has done in his time in Scotland. I'm going to talk a bit now about the actual timing of the transfer itself, and of course not ideal when you've got Aberdeen right around the corner next week. You've got Defoe with his little niggling injury. I think he is okay, but who is there other options? Like, you've got no one else there. It's going to be a winger up front. You've got Greg Stewart, who can play up front. He's not really proved himself. Is he going to be enough going into this season? I think everyone agrees that we are going to need to sign a striker. Obviously, while Alfred was here, we still need another striker, never mind now. But Barker, he seems to have shown a little bit more form, but I don't think Rangers fans would be happy calling him a striker and relying on him week in, week out. I do find the timing a little strange, because Morelos to Colombian radio stations only just a couple of days ago, it said he's aware of the rumours, but right now he's just focused on Rangers. Of course, at the time that might have been him just saying that to keep in the good books with Rangers. But Gerrard as well, in his post-match interview against Coventry, taking Morelos off early so that he didn't get injured, so he would have him available to play at Aberdeen. So their terms must have been agreed on that day, pretty much, for that to happen, unless Gerrard was obviously just trying to keep the fans happy and not saying anything, just in case that deal fell through and didn't happen. When we actually start talking about replacements for Morelos, it's the same couple of names that keep popping up. You've got Ivan Toney, you've got Rufy, you've got Lyle Taylor, and you've got Dykes and Cosgrove, and that seems to be the 5 that have been circulating so far. Now, Dykes and Cosgrove, all as Rangers fans know what you'll be getting with that. Just a big, tall target man, strong, winning balls in there, knocking it on. But have they got the quality to come in and play as a Rangers striker? And especially with Dykes recently, Livingston are apparently wanting 2 million for him. I don't see any chance in hell that Rangers will be paying 2 million for him. Now, Ivan Toney at 5'10", playing for Petersburg, he's 24 years old, he's got 40 goals and 76 for them. Rufy has 28 goals and 110 for Leeds in the past couple of seasons. And you've got Lyle Taylor, who's 6'2", so something different as well. 32 goals in 60 odd games for Charlton. Now, personally, out of them, of course I've seen Dykes and Cosgrove play. Dykes I wouldn't really fancy at Rangers, to be honest. Cosgrove is certainly not as starting strikers for Rangers. Like, they are not the level that we need. Maybe as a backup striker for something different when you need a plan B in games, but certainly I would not like to see them come in as starting strikers for us. And then you've got the other boys as well, and out of them, to be honest, I've only seen Rufy play, just the few games that I've seen him play for Leeds. But it's all championship level, but it's so hard to go out and get someone that you think, one that has Morelos' play style, the hold up and the goals, to go and get them for an affordable price. Because like I said, every other league is so inflated. Like if we tried to go and get a Premier League, a Serie A, a Liga Santander, whatever we go and try to pay for them, the price is ridiculous. And that is why we are looking into these championship level type players. But of course there is scouts at Rangers that are paid a lot of money to do this type of thing. Like you've seen Hadji, we've got him for an absolute steal of a price. So there is players out there, and hopefully Rangers have had something in the bag, because you'd like to think, you'd like to be positive in thinking Rangers have got replacements ready for Morelos if he does go. I'm going to go over now and see what everyone else had to say over on my Twitter page about the Morelos situation, and we'll start it off by the poll, which... Okay then. But on a serious note here, it was 652 people that voted, 63% of people saying they'd rather see him stay, and 37% saying that they're happy seeing him go. So it isn't like really one-sided, the vote. Of course, 37% is still quite a lot of people that are happy to see him go, so it is quite a mixed opinion, this. Thanks to everyone who did vote on that poll, and there was a lot of comments replies to that as well, so thanks for that, because it's always good to see everyone's opinions. But we'll start this off here by Ian, who said he would have rather he stayed, of course, but if he wants to go, then it's his time to go. We all know this day would come, and that really is the sad reality of it. What's important though is who we bring in, and personally, Ian would have took Taylor or Tony. The next one I've picked out here is from Kenny, saying, as much as I hate to say it, I do think it's time that the buff moves on. When he arrived, we all saw his potential that had been brought out by Gerrard. We were all loving him and he was loving the fans. But Kenny here saying that he thinks he pretty much wasn't enjoying his time at Rangers anymore. And I understand why a lot of people are saying that, but he's had that grumpy face since literally arriving at Rangers. He's a striker that isn't scoring goals, and as I said earlier in the video, yeah, he's helping the team out, but strikers, they've all got that little greedy side. And I would rather my striker was passionate about scoring and was in a huff that he wasn't getting goals. But when the team score, he's happy. He's got a smile on them. And he scores, he's happy. He's got a smile on. I just personally think that's his nature. And I understand why people may say they don't think it looks as if he's interested. But personally, I think he is interested and will be interested until he leaves Rangers. The next one here is from Alan, and he's saying if it's anything less than 20 million we have been had, he can't believe the abuse that Morelos has been taken by some fans. He thinks some people are forgetting how many goals it's took him and what he's actually done for the club. The boy's an unreal talent, and the abuse he has taken from other rival fans in the country and the media has been disgusting, and I totally agree with Alan there. And the last one that I'm going to read out for now on the video is from Chris here, saying the most important season in our history, and we sell the only fit striker we have. We may as well hand Celtic the title. Now I can feel Chris's frustration reading that there, and I think he's just a little bit emotional like a lot of us are when they've heard this Morelos news this morning. I totally understand the frustration of selling Morelos with the striker situation we are in right now. Unless we have a striker ready to go, then I'm really mind blown by it. But I certainly don't think that this will still be a title we're going to hand to Celtic. I still think we will have someone to go. We are Rangers, we will have someone ready to go coming in. The board aren't stupid. This new board, the new scouting system we've got, we will have someone ready to go and planned if he goes, and I still believe that we'll do it. Now that is going to be all I talk about in today's video, but let me know down in the comments how much you think Morelos is worth and who you would like to see come in. And then just for a bit of the younger generation as well, like I know myself included, I am totally heartbroken. This will be the most heartbroken I've been in a long time for a player leaving Rangers, but just think of the older generation having guys like these have to leave and deal with that type of heartbreak. But like I said, we are Rangers, we will move on, we will build, we will hopefully bring in someone better than Morelos. I know that's going to be a very hard task, but yeah, once again, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. The support on my channel recently, throughout these watch-alongs and everything that I've been doing, have been absolutely fantastic. Leave a like in the video if you haven't already, it really helps the channel grow, and subscribe for plenty more of these videos coming soon. Once again, thanks for watching, we'll catch you in the next one.